Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where we are looking out over Irvine, which is down here. It's on the southwest coast of Scotland. Up there we have Ardrossan, Saltcote, Stevenston and Kilwinning. Down here we have Kilmarnock, and off the map down the bottom that way somewhere is Ayr. So, yeah, Kilwinning. It is not Kilwinning, Irvine. It's a sizable town and we're currently serving it with... what route do we have through here, actually? That'll be a good thing to check. I think they all go through Bridgegate, so... yeah, we currently have the 287, 771 and 278. So the 278 and 287 go to Kilmarnock, all stops, and then the 771 is a Quicksilver express route from Ardrossan through Kilwinning, Irvine, Kilmarnock, Gorleston, Darville, Strathaven, Larkhall to Hamilton. So it's an absolute monster, although I think the 702 has now eclipsed it as the new longest route on the network. But anywho, now this is not a Quicksilver episode, this is an Ayrshire episode. So let's get our Ayrshire local colour, which is the same as the Quicksilver colour, because that's not going to get confusing at all. I will pick a shade of red, but at the moment, yeah, I'm just using Quicksilver colour. So this is going to be a 9 route episode. 9 of them. Because we're going to be building the entire town system for Kilmarnock. And we're going to be starting with the 461, which is going to be Bawtry Hill and what is it? Hang on, I forgot the names of where I'm going. Bawtry Hill and... I made the livery. It's on the livery. I have to check. Broomlands. There we are. Bawtry Hill and Broomlands. So that's over here. Bawtry Hill is this one, Broomlands is this one, and these roads around the outside are actually busways. Not in the guided sense like Cambridgeshire, but in the sort of, it's a road that only buses use. So, I am going to put in a bus stop there. It's called itself Greg's rather than Irvine Station. Nice. So yeah, this is going to be Irvine opposite station. There you go. And then the way we're going to come out of here is we're going to go out around this way. So we're probably going to stop. Can you stop there? Is it possible to have a stop there? I don't know. So instead we're going to have a stop there. Then we're going to have a stop way up here. Then we're going to go down onto Quarry Road, Bridgegate, Bank Street, bus stop, that church, there. We want to pull off onto the busway, so we'll have a bus stop there. Oh, it's gone down all of the wrong exits at the roundabout. Behave. Then I want to stop there. And 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 I want to stop here. But not like that. Like that. Then I want to stop there. Then I want to stop there. And then we're going to go straight across, and our next stop is going to be out here. Then in, Bridgegate, Quarry Road, here, And... oh, okay. It is letting us go in like that. Cool, 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 cool. And this is going to say town centre and station, because this is for town services. So there is the first of the 9 routes this episode. So I think, without further ado, for the rest of them, post me if you don't mind, but let me do the timetable first. The network is now in place, covering almost all of Irvine. So let's go through all of our shiny new additions. So the last one I did is actually the first one in sequence, and that is the 460 from Irvine Hospital to Dreghorn, which does not form part of the town network. It's going to be branded as a regular Ayrshire service, running from the hospital through Irvine town centre around to the station, then around the bottom side and into Dreghorn, turning round at Dundonald Road, then coming back through the station, through the town centre and up to the hospital. Then there's the 461, which goes from the station through the town centre up around the Bawtry Hills busway, then the Broomlands busway and back into the station. The 462, which is the same thing but via the Broomlands busway, then the Bawtry Hill busway and back in. The 463, which goes direct to Dreghorn from the station. The 464, which runs from this place, which I believe is called Warwick's, given that this roundabout here is called the Warwick's interchange, so I'm guessing this is Warwick's. And then it goes up. So the 464 goes up into the station, through the town centre, and up to Montgomery Park. Then there's the 465, which runs from the station through the town centre, up the main road, going through this side of the north side of this estate first, turning around at Lawthorne, then going through the south side of the estate back into the town centre. Then there's the 466 to Percerton Wood, which goes out the same way as the 465 but serves the southern side of this estate on the way out and the northern side on the way in. Then there's the 467, from Irvine to Ravens Park, which only runs Mondays to Saturdays and only runs hourly, which gives it a vehicle requirement of just 1. And then there's the 468 from Irvine Station around the bottom to go all the way through the town centre and serving the Castle Park estate. So the total vehicle requirement for this network for all 9 routes is 30. And they will be split between 26 Optare Solos and 4 B7RLE Wright Eclipse Urbans. Those Eclipses being for the 460. The Solos being for the rest of the town network. But we need a new garage, because we're in Irvine, and, you know, I've just zoned in on this massive building here, so let's put that there. And this is going to be the IV garage for Irvine. So let's build that there. And get Irvine a bus garage. Isn't that nice? So, I'm going to pop over to the paint shop, and we're going to buy our first set of new buses. And here is the first of the new buses for the Irvine Town Network. These are... So this is the M920 variant of the Optare Solo. This is a work in progress mod, featuring a lot of the Optare Solo variants. I don't know if it's all of them, but there's, you know, you're not going to be hard done by for Solo variants with this one when it comes out. If it comes out. I don't know if they're planning on releasing it. They probably will. They have released stuff in the past, I think. But yes, this is the Irvine Town system. The one little drawback to the Optare Solo from a sort of livery design perspective is the space above the windows that I like to put branding in. It's not very big. So it's all a bit squished up here, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do with the branding on the side, so I've had to shove it all on the back. But on the back of the bus, it's like, you know, it says Irvine Town, and it's got all the routes and where they go. And I think it's very nice. It certainly suits the new image livery very, very well. And yes. Something else with the Optare Solo, I found out while repainting it, this is an 8K template. So everything is incredibly sharp. All the lines are so crisp. If we go to the back, this text here is quite small, but look at just how sharp it is. Because although it's quite small on the model, it's like 36 point type or something like that. It's quite large. So yeah, it's very, very generous template. More 8K templates, please, because this looks amazing. And also, it's an Optare Solo, I have to say it. Isn't it adorable? So we're buying 10 of these. Now, where's the other 16? The other 16 are a different variant of the Solo. I thought we've got lots of variants of the Solo. Let's use them. So I'm going to use them. And this is the Optare Solo M1020, or as I like to call it, the Optare So Long. Because why? Why did they do this? Who thought this was a good... The wheelbase is huge. Like, this is not... It looks fine this side, because there's more going on with the door. But this side, it looks ridiculous. Like, it's only a little bit shorter than the smaller variants of the XL and the Tempo. So I have no idea what possessed Optare to make one of these, to make this variant, but they made it. And I've been on one in real life. I've been on a few in real life, actually, because they used to do the 309 out in East London, where they were somewhat known in the bus enthusiast scene because they were dual door wheel forward buses, which just never look right. So I'm gonna... That was 10, because you can only buy up to 10 at a time. Very frustrating, but you know, CSM? No, that's a part of the University of the Arts London, CSM. CBM is as CBM does. So yes, there's the other 6 Optare Solo M1020s. So those are the Optare Solos that we need. Now I want to buy the 4 of the, where are they? Where are you hiding? There it is. 4 of the B7s that we're going to use. So let's import repaint, and there we go, B7 IV. I actually, very rare, I made a template update for a garage code. Literally, aside from the garage code, this is identical to the ones at Kilmarnock. There is literally nothing different, apart from the garage code. But the garage code is different, so you know. There's all of our buses, and naturally they've come in any order. So I'm going to put the 1020s at the front, then the 9... No, I'm going to put the 1020s at the front, then the 920s, and then the VWs are going to go at the back. So I'll get all of that done, and I'll get them all plated up, and I will rejoin you when that's all done. And finally, we have OSL 32. And finally, we have SVO4 RWD, better known as OSL 32. So, yeah, fleet numbers, because there's 3 different types here. The VWs, they continue on from the batch at Kilmarnock, so they are VW675 to VW678, SRO4PRL to SRO4PRO. Then the solos. So the 920s, the small ones, are SVO4 RVA, OS197, to SVO4 RVK, better known as OS206. The long solos, the big boys, are SVO4 RVL, better known as OSL17, to SVO4 RWD, better known as OSL32. So, that's the fleet. I think they're gorgeous. Seriously, Modmaker did a fantastic job with these. They are gorgeous buses. Really, really pretty. And the displays look really nice on them as well. So, I have a few adjustments to make. Oh yeah, so I have just reloaded the game. So, yeah, the map is over the middle of Glasgow, which means I need to get back to Irvine. And sharpish. There's logs. Irvine is there. So, something I need to do is I need to go to the OSL routes and make sure that they're set to prefer the OSL type, because the the OSL type group didn't exist. So I'll just activate them all and I'll get them all set up, and then I'll bring you back. This has been a lot of rapid cuts. Post me is not going. I already know Post me does not like present me right now. Right, so you now join me about an hour and a half after that last clip, because the curse of me playing CBM has struck again. Although, touch wood, literally go find something and touch it. It's better than it was the previous attempt. Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I think my new PC's worked out who I am, and it's decided that no. You know? But yeah, this is a 462, 461, they use the busways. What is that? This is a 463, Irvine to Dreghorn. So this is probably the best route in the network. Well, the 461 and 462 I think are the best. Then the 463 and 468 are like the next sort of big ones. The 465 and 466 are relatively good as well. They work really well as a pair. And then the 464 is the only crosstown service on the map, on the network, which makes that interesting. The 467 runs hourly with just one bus, and it only runs 6 days a week. And the 460 runs half hourly with 2 buses, just about. Also 6 days a week rather than 7. So, I mean, I guess the 460 is a crosstown. We'll get to the 460 when it's time for that. But when we get back into Irvine, I think I'm going to do 465 and 466 runs. So, yeah. They don't seem to be getting too overcrowded, which is nice. I think I've spec'd out these services just right. So yeah, that's good. Right. What's in there? 465 is in there. So yeah, let's get this 465 up to Lawthorne. What's it doing? That's the 465 I want to follow. Yeah, the game's getting confused. There's too many buses. There are too many buses on this map. I can't be that far from 1500 by now, surely. Because yeah, there's so many buses on this map. So yes, the 465 and 465 and 466, they are a weird pair. Because of this estate. So the 465 goes up here. And out of towards this area, which is called Lawthorne, it uses the sort of north side of this estate, if you will, and then on its way back into Irvine, it uses the south side of the estate. The 466 goes over here to Perseton Wood, and on its way to Perseton Wood, it uses the south side of the estate, and on its way back into Irvine, it uses the north side of the estate. That way both sides of the estate get service in both directions, as does this road. This little linking road also gets service because of this. If I'd not done it this way, the north side of the estate would have had a link here, the south side of the estate would have had a link there, but this road would have got nothing. But by splitting the services up so that they use different roads in each direction, this road gets service. So, that was the 465. This is a 466. Let's follow this back into Erskine. That will be a 461, judging from where that came from. So now we're in Erskine. There's a 465 there. This is a 464. So let's do a run on the 464, which is the only crosstown in the town network, but the 460 is also a crosstown. But it's not part of the town network, it uses the VWs, rather than the branded Optares. And yeah, I'm so tired. I've been recording since about 1:30 in the morning. It is now 5:45. Because, you know, I've been CBM'd. Well and truly. Although again, touch wood, It's better than it was last time I tried to film the routes. But this is the 464 goes around this road here, which I thought that was a cunning wheeze. Rather than sending it up the bank road with everything else, it can serve that road, we get a bit more coverage. And it does sort of make sense, because the 464 goes between two relatively minor outskirts estates. So it made sense to me that it would go via a minor place in the middle as well. But that's the 464. What are you? You're running away from me is what you are. That's a 461. 466, 462, 461, 468. Let's take the 468 out to Castle Park, which goes this way, along the bottom, where the 464 goes. Apologies, I just had to yawn, because I'm tired. I've been filming, well, you know, I've been doing the YouTube thing for the last 4 and a bit hours, and when I'm done I've still got to edit and upload, so you know. But this is the 468. 468 runs up the main road. Once it gets into Erskine, it runs up the main road towards the hospital, and then dives into the Castle Park estate round here, where it does an anti-clockwise loop. You might have noticed in the timetable, I wanted this stop to be where I had my terminus, but this stop was already called Castle Park, so I was like, you know what, we'll use that one. Halfway, you know, it's about halfway round, so it makes sense. Right, there should be a 467, there it is. The 467 seems to be doing quite well for itself, which is nice. 467 runs hourly with just one bus, just shuttling backwards and forwards, and it waits at Ravens Park for like 15-20 minutes, or 15 minutes. So let's speed things along, and hopefully the game doesn't misinterpret that as fighting words. Right, there we go. It's now time to head back into Irvine on the 467. Very nice. I don't know what that one is. See, the problem with, you know, having the 460 not be branded is that there's, you know, other Ayrshire buses in Irvine. So I can't tell if it's a 460 or a 2... Which one is that? Is that the 278? If it's gone that way, it'll be a 278. I think it's 278. I think we've covered, in very broad strokes, the entire town system. And this is a 460. So let's do a run on the 460 from the hospital down to Dreghorn, and then finish things off there, so that I'm not tempting fate too much. There we are. The 460 is timed to within an inch of its life, which is fun. Not really. And yeah, because the journey time in each direction with padding is 29 minutes, which means to run it half hourly with 2 buses, you get 1 minute at each end, which is certainly not what most people would accept. And I'm thinking about rerouting the 460 already so that it doesn't go via the station, because that's added a whole bunch of time, it's added a whole bunch of complexity, and it doesn't really need to. But something that a gap I would like to fill that I can't fill because of the way the 460 is routed now, is the gap between the busways and Dreghorn. So I'll pause the game when we get into Dreghorn, so I can show you what I'm on about. Okay, pause the game. There we go. So here we have the busways. This is the Bawtry Hill busway. This is the Broomlands busway. And there's another busway that links them both into Dreghorn. And the original plan I had for the 460, before I decided I wanted it to go to the station as well, is that it would come from the hospital, come down into the town centre, then up the Bank Road, and along the Bawtry Hill busway, and into Dreghorn via this connection here, rather than chucking yet another route down the main road. So I'll probably do that. I'll add that to the pile of off-camera things that I want to do but probably won't do. How's that? Speaking of off-camera things that I want to do but probably won't, those B7ALXs, yeah, no, they still don't have a finished livery yet. They still don't have windows. Those buses are currently running Linux. That's a computer joke, because I'm a nerd. But yes, this is the most egregious part of the 460. The fact that it has to come in and out and around, and it does everything wrong. So, yeah, the 460, it's far from my best work, and we'll leave it there. But we'll go up to the hospital first before I go back to the garage and see if anyone's home. Because I would like to see if anyone's home. For not a thumbnail screenshot, because I got one before I even started recording. Because I wanted to make sure that my liveries looked okay. Which they did. So, yeah. Into the hospital, and woof, there we go. That's done its little hop over to its stand. Now, that's loaded. Polmedy Garage, which, yeah, Polmedy Garage is rammed. Actually, while we're here, because maintenance at the main garage is never automatic, let's set some buses off to be fixed. Because there's always something to do when your main garage has over 200 buses. And, ooh, this needs everything. Because it's hit 10,000 miles. Well done, VTA 28. So let's head down to Irvine. There's a little guy. Is there a big guy? There's a big guy. Big Solo. The Optare Solo. So yes, from me and OSL23. Actually no, wait, hang on. Before I do my outro, one final thing, for those of you who watch By Night, the last episode of By Night is this weekend. This Saturday's upload is the final episode of By Night, and yeah, I'm filming that tonight as you're watching this, and into tomorrow morning as you're watching this, if you're watching this as it goes live. If you're not, I am filming them on Thursday the 2nd, or the night between Thursday 2nd and Friday 3rd of October 2025, in case you're watching this way in the future. So yes, that video will go up on the 4th of October 2025, if you're watching this way in the future. And that will be the last route, singular, that I need to do in the London Night Bus network before I can say I've done the whole thing. Which is fun. I like that. That's nice. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. There will be a big reveal at the end of that episode, so watch all the way through. And on that note, I will see you next week from National Busways, West Scotland. Bye bye.